32 million adults in this country can't get approved for a credit card, an apartment lease, or a car loan, and it's not because their credit is bad. It's because there's no file to check at all, or barely enough of one to score. Search how to build credit from zero, and you'll get the same 3 moves over and over in almost every article. Try to do any of them in a single day, and the first one locks before you finish reading the paragraph. This isn't a list of 3 things to try. It's what happens when you try them in order in one day. Morning, a secured card. Afternoon, a phone call asking to be added to somebody else's account. Evening, a loan that hands you nothing up front. Before the first door, one number worth sitting with. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau spent a decade telling everyone that around 26 million adults had no credit file at all. In June of 2025, the Bureau corrected its own math. One of the major credit bureaus had left out records with only deferred student loans or old, closed accounts, and that gap had been inflating the count since 2015. The corrected number, about 7 million adults, 2.7%, are truly invisible, no file whatsoever. Another 25.3 million, 9.8%, have a file too thin to score. Add them together and you land near 32 million adults. As of 2020, the last year the Bureau reran the numbers, and the correction skews toward people early in their financial lives, not people who did something wrong. Every one of those 32 million gets handed the same 3 starter moves, presented like 3 equally easy first steps. None of them are free to walk through. By the end of today, you'll see exactly what each one quietly asks for before it opens, and which door doesn't ask for any of it. 9 in the morning. Move 1, get a secured credit card. The pitch is simple. Put down a deposit, the deposit becomes your credit limit, spend against it, pay it off every month, and the bank reports that history to the credit bureaus like any other card. Open the application for one of the big secured cards, and the first number you hit is the deposit. Capital One's Platinum Secured Card starts around $50, up to $200 at the entry tier, and that's the low end. CD's Secured MasterCard can ask for as much as $2,500, held by the bank as collateral in case you don't pay. That money isn't spending money. It sits locked in place, doing nothing, for as long as the account stays open. Some issuers will eventually refund the deposit and convert the card to a normal unsecured one after months of good behavior. But you still need that deposit to start the clock. Bankrate and U.S. News both put this move at the top of their build credit lists, right beside becoming an authorized user, like the two take the same kind of person to pull off. They don't. Door 1 isn't testing whether you'd be responsible with credit. It's testing whether you have $50 to $2,500 sitting somewhere you don't need for rent, groceries, or the next emergency. For the 32 million adults with no file or a thin one, that's usually the same group living closest to their next paycheck. The card exists. The door's unlocked. You need cash you weren't already using, which is exactly what a person starting from zero doesn't have. 1 in the afternoon. Move 2, become an authorized user on somebody else's card. This one skips the deposit entirely. No credit check for you, no minimum deposit, nothing you personally have to qualify for. Some issuers will even add a child as young as 13. You call a parent, a partner, an older sibling, and ask to be added to their account. If the issuer reports authorized users to the credit bureaus, and most, not all, do, their years of on-time payments start showing up on your file too. Here's the door you have to open first, though. You need somebody in your life who both has good credit and is willing to add you. Not one or the other. Both. A family member with a maxed-out card or a history of late payments doesn't help you. A family member with excellent credit who doesn't trust you enough or isn't close enough to add you doesn't help you either. Getting added to a card at 18 because a parent said yes isn't a skill anyone builds in an afternoon. It's not about how responsible you are with money. It's about whether your family already has good credit and whether that relationship is close enough to ask. Neither one is something you can will into existence by trying harder. The listicles call this an easy first step. It reads more like a background check on your family than a task you complete yourself. There's a third move that looks different because it doesn't ask about your family at all. It asks about something else instead, and it takes a little longer to notice. 6 in the evening. Move 3. A credit builder loan, the kind of product companies like Self or Credit Strong sell. No credit check to open one, that part's real. Here's how it works underneath. You don't get the loan money now. The lender takes the amount you're borrowing, say $600, and locks it into a savings account or a CD you can't touch. Then you pay it back anyway, in fixed monthly payments, usually somewhere between $25 and $150 for 12 to 24 months. Every payment gets reported to the bureaus. At the end, you get your own money back, minus whatever interest and fees the lender charged you for the privilege of paying yourself. No deposit, no family member required. $25 to $150 a month is the ask instead, on time, for a year or two straight on top of whatever else you're already paying for. That's money set aside every month that can't go toward rent or groceries if something breaks, which is exactly the kind of gap this group already lives closest to. For somebody with no credit file, usually somebody early in their financial life, that's not a small ask. It assumes a year of guaranteed slack sitting in a monthly budget that often isn't there yet. Miss a payment, and you're not only out the fee, you're back where you started, minus whatever you'd already put in. This door doesn't check your family's credit. It checks whether your budget has room for a new bill every single month for a year before you've built anything at all. 10 at night, and here's the door that's been open the whole time. It doesn't ask for a deposit. It doesn't ask about your family. It asks about something you're probably doing tonight already, paying rent or a phone bill or a streaming subscription. Experian runs a free tool called Boost. You link your bank account, and it scans your transaction history for bills you're already paying, rent, utilities, phone, some streaming services, and adds the ones that qualify straight onto your Experian file. The requirement isn't cash. It's proof. 3 or more payments to an eligible payee within 6 months, with at least one of those in the last 3 months, and the payment has to run through online or electronically. Cash, a check, or a Venmo transfer to your landlord doesn't count. In testing, users saw their FICO score 8 move by an average of 14 points, and Experian itself says the effect lands biggest for people starting with little or no credit history, exactly who's locked out of doors 1 through 3. If your landlord doesn't take online payments, or your file already carries a mortgage or a rent line, there's a second route. Dedicated rent reporting services, names like Boom, Self, and Rental Karma, will add your rent to all 3 bureaus directly, backdating up to 2 years of past payments in some cases. That's not free, usually somewhere around $5 to $11 a month, sometimes with a one-time setup fee to backdate the history. It costs money, but it's a bill you already know you can afford since you're already paying it. Not a deposit you don't have, not a relative you don't have, the rent you already paid this month, the one before that, the one before that. Line up all 4 doors and the pattern gets obvious fast. The secured card checks whether you have idle cash. The authorized user call checks whether your family already has good credit and trusts you enough to share it. The credit builder loan checks whether your monthly budget has slacked for a year straight. None of those measure how responsible you are with money. They measure how stable your starting point already was and call it a first step. The rent and bill reporting door is the only one that checks something everyone paycheck to paycheck already has. A bill they are already paying, on time, every month, whether anyone's watching or not. This isn't financial advice. It's what each mechanism requires, plainly, and your own situation might call for a different order entirely. But if you're starting from nothing tonight, skip straight to the door that asks what you're already doing instead of what you already have. Check whether Experian Boost picks up your rent for free before you pay anyone a monthly fee to do the same thing. You don't need somebody else's credit to start. You need the bills you're already paying to finally get credit for existing.